Hi, welcome to Muzzle First. Today I want to talk about something a little bit different. I want to talk about storing your paper records from your firearms purchases. Alright, and so I ran out of room for mine and I had to start a new binder. So I thought I would just show you what I do. And if it's something that you can use, then you can use it. If not, then worst case scenario, you wasted a few minutes watching my video. Alright, so what I do is I use these Avery binders. This is just a 3-inch standard binder. You can buy these, I'll show you the end of it here. So you can just buy these at Walmart or Office Max, you know, wherever you buy stuff like that at. And so what I do, I buy these sheet protectors. All right, I buy 100 pack at a time. The 100 pack fits this 3-inch binder really good. By the time you put paper and stuff in here, it'll fill this binder up pretty good. 100 pack of this will. Here's what I do. So I'll take these binders and I'm going to take every one of these and I'm going to fill this, put them all in here. But I just thought I'd show you briefly what I do for just an example of what I do here. I use one binder, one of these little sheet protectors and a binder for the record of every sale. So when I buy a new firearm, I'll make a cover page for it. I'll put it into a binder and I'll put all my sales receipts behind it. So there's two types of receipts you need to keep for your firearms. You need to keep a paper copy and you need to keep an electronic copy. This is for your paper copy. I'll cover the electronic copy in another video, but for your paper copy, you want to be sure and keep them where you can find them in case that you have a fire or a theft. Those are the two main cases when you're going to find that you need to prove what you had, whether it be for the police or for insurance purposes. You may find yourself having to prove what you owned. All right, some information that I record on the cover sheet, as you can see here. I record the year, I record the manufacturer, and I record the model. On the second line, I record the serial number, and on the third line, I just record. I create a identifier for every one of the firearms. We're just going to use this one. We'll just call it number 1, just for an example. So just by looking at this, I know this is a 2016 Ruger LCP, serial number 123456, and my personal ID number for this is number 1. So I would be able to go to my safe and just, without having to look at the serial number for my gun, I could look at the tag that I have on it for number 1, and I would know that this is the firearm related to these receipts right here. Okay. So what you do, you see I just put a Walmart receipt in here just as an example. Behind the cover page, you're just going to put all the receipts that come along with that purchase. I'll even put the manuals in here if they're small. A lot of times manuals will get a little big and bigger than what I want to put in this. If it's a page or two, 3 pages, 4 pages, I'll drop the user manual in here as well. So it's all stored in one place. I close these up. This goes into my safe. All right. If I need it, they're all right here. So what you do here, you can put a so you've got a little slot here. Let me see here. You can see that on these binders where you can put a cover page on it per se. You can put something out here. You can put your name. You can put your address. In my case, I'm going to put on the front and on the binder a list of my personal IDs that it goes from, the range that it goes from. So this will be, for example, personal ID number 1 through number 10 will be right there. So I know that for those 10 firearms, they're in this binder right here. All right. On the inside, this is good to keep like a printout of your electronic records. So if you have if you keep a spreadsheet, for instance, of just all the information typed in here, print it out, tuck it underneath here, store that with the firearms, store that with your paper records in your gun safe. If you ever need it, it's right there. All right, so like I mentioned before, this 100 pack will fill this 3-inch binder up. You may not need 100 of these. You may only need a couple of these. You may not even, the binder system may not even work for you. You may just stick it into an envelope, seal it, and put it in your safe or something. that'll work just fine for you. But if you have a few firearms, enough to lose track of which one's which, I highly recommend doing something like this. And it might be that maybe the whole binder system doesn't work for you. Maybe just, you know, making a label and keeping all your receipts together in one, you know, one envelope or something. You could do envelopes like this. You could just use a paper envelope instead of a sheet protector. Put a description on the front of it, put your information into it, tuck that away in your safe, so you've got your paper record squared away if and when you need it. All right, that's all there is to it. That's the basics of it. This is what I do. Like I said, worst case scenario, you just wasted a couple minutes of your time. It may work for you, may not work for you. What I do may not be right for you. There may be a piece of this that you can use that'll work for you. So just make sure you have your paper records and your electronic records. Your electronic records, you're going to take whatever's in this and you're going to copy it. You're going to take a picture of it. You're going to make a PDF out of it, something, and you're going to store that someplace safe to where you can get to it just in case that you need it and your paper records are gone. So we're talking about something severe here. We're talking about a house fire or something that would destroy these inside of your safe. But in the case that you need it, you really need your receipts. I know of a couple instances where people have been asked by law enforcement for the receipt for purchase of the firearm to get that firearm back. If you don't have that receipt, you're SOL. They'll keep it until they get a court order, basically, to give it back to you in some cases. If you've got a system like this, it's simple. You go home, you pull your receipts out, you take it up to them, and you show them. This is where I bought it. Another thing I want to mention real quick here. Why do we do electronic records also? If we're going to go through this much trouble for paper records, why do we do electronic records? All right, so I'm not going to show you the front of this. This is just a Walmart receipt where I bought these two. This is not a firearm purchase. So I'm not going to show you the front because it has the, you know, address where I bought it and stuff. But all right, so this is just a printer tape. This will not last. After a few years, this will fade. Once this fades, it's gone. And I have a couple local gun shops that use this system for printing their records that they give you. I have another one that's still, a couple that still use standard paper like this. So I'll get an 8.5 by 11 sheet that they'll staple this receipt to. All right, so this receipt will not last. It will fade, it'll discolor, and basically the ink will just disappear. I mean, over a few years, I mean, we're not talking tomorrow, we are talking a few years. So it might take it 10 years to disappear, but chances are pretty good when you need this paper receipt, this cash register receipt, it will no longer be good. It'll fade. I really wish they would do something about that, but that seems to be the common thing now, the receipts for the ink and that to not last on these papers. I don't know why they do that, whether it's intentional or it's just cost effective. Maybe they just use cheap ink, I don't know, but it seems like everybody does it. So that is why you keep electronic records as well. There may become a time when you need the records of your firearms and you won't be able to get to these paper records. So that's the basics of what I do. You know, I fill these up, and when I fill this one up, I'll go buy another setup just like this. As far as cost, all right, this binder was about 10 bucks, so it was $9 and something at Walmart. This pack of 100 casemate sheet protectors was $7, so I've got less than 18 bucks in these two, and this will last me for a while. But I do anticipate filling this within a couple of years. So anyway, thanks for watching. Maybe this is something that can help you, maybe not. Like I said, worst case scenario, you wasted a couple minutes watching my video. If you got anything any questions, you can send me an email at muzzlefirst@gmail.com. Visit our website at www.muzzlefirst.com. I will see a lot of my videos from YouTube I do post on my website as well. They basically link their links back to YouTube, but they play inside the web page. So any questions, let me know. Like and subscribe. I'd appreciate it. Thank you, and you have a good day.